Okay, so last discussion questions. Did you address the points or suggestions provided? Yes, I had great feedback from Dr. Kennedy on my first observation and continued with that feedback on the second one. She wrote that I showed up as a good coach leader. I was an inviting demeanor, upbeat, overall pleasant to the teacher, and asked the focus questions and the focus questions related to the lesson, and I revisited the focus of the lesson. But and also I did try to work on asking more reflective questions in the second post-observation conference, because that was a concern of hers that she wrote me. All right, did you change the way you led the second post-observation conference? I did ask, in the second one, I did ask more reflective questions based on her first, Dr. Kennedy's first observation comments. So I did try to do that, and it seemed to work better that way. Now that you have compared two conferences, what changes do you plan on making when leading future post-observation conferences? Well, I want to open by first asking the teacher's own reflections, so dealing more back with the reflective part. I want to ask more reflective questions, listen to them, share more feedback, ensure that the teacher at the end of the conference make sure she takes ownership, he or she make sure she takes ownership of the planning the next steps for a future lesson, and designing those, not just the one we were talking about, but also ones in the future. What did you learn about your leadership style by watching these videos? I learned that I do not approach teachers as a superior, but rather as someone willing to listen and work with them. Some things I need to make sure that the teacher has the appropriate questions from me, so he or she can reflect on the lesson and lessons in the future before implementing them. But the main part that I felt I was really good at was not appearing to be superior to them or feeling like I'm above them or anything like that, and then we can have a more cordial experience working with each other. Let's see. Any other thoughts about your styles or skills as a conference leader? I do like the way I approach the teacher in the conference, being more cordial, not acting as a superior to them, and trying to show them I'm willing to work with them in the future and the present. I just need to focus more on my reflective questions and that side of questioning. I think that's the key thing that I was that Dr. Kennedy kind of focused on in my comments for observation 1, and that that was kind of the main thing I took out of her comments, is focusing on more reflective questioning for the teacher, so they can reflect on the lesson to provide for the better steps for in designing actions for the future lessons.